Guild Boss 4 in 063. Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. We're going to do our weekly Guild Boss 4 video. So you should probably put a tank in the second spot. I'm actually going to test out and see if full armor mech can hang. This boss has a attack closest, attack random 2, attack front 2 or closest to, and then also another attack closest 4 SP, and then an attack all skill. We found out this information by just playing the boss, but since it's public information now, they've actually released, the dev has actually released this stuff to confirm it. And we do have a pin in the monsters channel in the Discord. So if you want to see all of the stats, if you want to see all of the skills, if you want to see just every little bit of info, the bonuses, all that, it's going to be there for you again, pinned in the monster channel. So if you're new to Discord, if you look at the top, there's a little pin, little thumbtack looking icon, I guess, and they have good info in there. Check those things out. It's worth your time. If it's not worth your time, then it's the fault of whoever is running that Discord to make those pins pretty good. So anyways, if you want all the info, it is there for you. It'll be updated over time as new bosses add or as things change, because you know how it goes. But anyways, not much has changed to the boss. Not much has changed. I think what I'm going to do in the future, or maybe actually I'll run it next run, is I will, I'll try to put Pioneer in there and see if he has enough stamina to hang and to see if he can actually out-heal some of that team damage, because the amount of damage is coming in and it's pretty crazy. The DPS that are doing well against this boss are using a shield team, heal team weapon. So the Photon Sword is going to do that for you, so keep that in mind. But I'm going to go through auto here. This run is pretty much a wrap for me. Again, my total stats is 3.6k, so you can kind of figure that out. And of course, you can see my minion stats when I go into the minion page and move things around. As far as deity mech, and yes, all the names got reverted to what they should be. I like the old names, even if they're not perfect. As a community, we've kind of grown attached to some of these things. But anyways, deity mech still underperforms. This is not a great sample. Don't take this for like a grain of salt. But deity mech is still underperforming against Moonlight and Final mech because the epics are +10. Deity is like +2 or +3. I think he'd have to be +5 before he would start consistently out doing those guys. But I'm putting him on the back burner because I need to make room for the goddess. I won't be able to show it in this video because I don't have her yet. Where is she? But she is doing twice as much damage as, hey, her name didn't update. But she's doing twice as much damage as a swordsman in most content. And since she has a significant amount more stamina, you can actually bring her to Guild Boss 4. The reason why I'm not bringing Swordsman is because he dies even faster than you guys saw there. But she's doing really well. The way I looked at it is I took the damage bonus here, divided it by the SP cost, and I wasn't very excited about this skill. But I tell you what, man, people are using her, and she's doing big damage. So I'll eventually make her make a video, and we'll talk all about it. But let's get back into the Guild Boss. So first run, that was a wash. That was pretty rough. Not having a shielding capability is really hurting things. I do think once I put on a significant amount more total stats, like 500 to 1,000 more total stats, then the stamina will be high enough and I'll be able to punch, but that is a ways away. Also, if I'm thinking in terms of only Guild Boss or my Guild Boss output, I would want to go back and get the emergency shield. That's what I would want to do. So let's put Pioneer in here. And there's no attack further specifically, so that should be fine. But yeah, I would want to get the emergency shield so that I could have a little bit of shielding. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. But just to kind of like mentally test it. Does my team die before my tank gets a turn. I think the tank would get a turn. They've changed the emergency shield to a 0 SP cost. So yeah, I would get a turn here. I would be able to shield here. But would that shield be enough to keep everybody from dying? And that's a big question. So hopefully Pioneer gets a turn. And there he does. There's the Pioneer heals. Is that going to be enough? I might actually start using full armored mech to heal. So we'll see. We shall see. I just wish the boss would just constantly do the 4 SP attack closest skill, and then I would be very happy about that. It's not too bad. This is a little bit better. A little bit better. I'm actually going to use his SP there. What I'll do is I'll try to keep 1 SP on full armor mech just in case. But I don't want to hide that first run he had that was really, really horrible. He's gone. He's gone. So you guys get to see the different teams I try and how they work out and all that. And let's be honest, I'm getting carried by DPS against this boss. If you're a tank, don't feel bad about that when Guild Boss 5 comes out and you are you're tanking it, you're doing big things for your guild. It's all good. They carry us, we carry them. As a team, fellas, as a team. The meme team. Dream team. So I do think Pioneer is good. A couple folks were running Zeusbird because Zeusbird now has a heal team skill. I don't remember if Zeusbird has any shield capabilities. I would like to see that on him. But they were having some pretty good results. But if you don't want to go that route, if you don't want to put a big investment into, we're just gonna use these big skills. If you don't want to put a big investment into Zeusbird, for example, Pioneer's okay. If you're a DPS player and you have that shielding weapon, you got the photon sword or the saber, and you got Pioneer, I think you'll go pretty far. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So as you can see, still horrible numbers, but I think it's more than double what I did last time. So let's run the same team again, and let's see if it was a fluke or not. And you know what? I might actually put a tank in the second spot. Maybe it's like the attack 2 random is enough to make me be like, it's whatever. The UI didn't work. Let's try again. That attack 2 random makes me not want to run a tank because it's like, well, it's going to hit 2 random, so who cares? But you know what? It's weird. Moonlight should do more damage, but Final Mech always beats him. But you know what? Let's just try Moonlight for a minute. Let's put in Azure. So let's give you another different team to try. And that's the team. I like Moonlight because he's got the 1 SP attack random skill, which has a pretty good multiplier, although it is a range. Maybe he just rolls low all the time. Maybe that's why Final Mech typically beats him out. But anyways, let's keep it going. See, that's that attack random skill. Boom, look at that, beautiful. This boss has a bunch of defensive abilities. It has dodge, block, reflect. No, it doesn't have reflect. That's a typo. That's a typo in the pin. We're gonna have to get that corrected. But it's got dodge, block, absorb. It's like 20 block, 10 dodge, 5 absorb. I think that's what it is. We're gonna do the heal team ability. Look at that, beautiful stuff. But anyhow, I'm still anticipating keeping to continue going without. Let's just do the heal. The emergency shield in Kung Fu, because it's not useful for what we're doing in Raid 8. And I do think the quality of life of good Raid 8 runs is more important. Good God, dude. That attack all skill, man. So I think at the end of the day, run whatever you want, man. If you're a tank, run whatever you want. Nobody knows. Just show up, hit the boss, show participation in your guild, and let's put this on autopilot. That's horrible. Keep in mind that I still have like 1 or 2 pieces of epic. We'll look at my gear at the end, but 1 or 2 pieces of epic, and using my total stats, even though it's high relative to what the community has at this moment, is still not a good measuring stick for the most difficult boss in the game. because you have to assume that the boss is tuned for when people have full legendary and mythic and set gear and all that good stuff. But we're able to compete. I'll look at my damage on the chart in a second, but before I forget, let's click over here. So as you can see, I've got one set piece, I've got some half upgraded mythics, legendary +3, still got the epic chest. So, you know, there's definitely some room for improvement here. And then there's my total stats, 3.6k right there. Actually, let me show you the bonuses in case y'all missed a previous video. There we go. This is what I'm running. We got dodge, a little bit of block, absorb, some reflect there, just healthy amount. We maxed out damage reduction, 10% elemental resistance. You guys know what it is. I did roll another rune off. I was like, you know what? Maybe videos are just unlucky. I rolled another chip, and I got another dodge chip. So we'll hang on to it. Who knows? There might be some new talent or change to the existing talents, where it's like every time you dodge, shield your team or something cool. So you never know how the meta is going to shift. So if you're a DPS player, I think you should hang on to all of the DPS chips that you get. If you're a tank, I think you should hang on to all of the tank chips that you get, because you just never know what's going to happen in the future. And that's not like some insider like, hey guys, this is coming. That's just a guess. But anyways, let's go over to Guild Boss 4. Let's take a look at the damage. I think I fought him yesterday, so we might have to divide this by 6. Yeah. So let's just do some quick math. Bum, bum, bum. Divide that by 6. Yeah, so I'm doing just over 25k. Just over 25k per run. So very horrible. It's bad. It's bad. But I tell you what, it's not 0. Even if your damage is garbage in your guild, continue punching those bosses, get your kill points, show participation, show your guild that you're doing things. But apparently some folks have figured it out. The goddess is doing twice as much damage as swordsman on each of the bosses, although you can't really bring swordsman to Guild Boss 4 because of those attack randoms and attack team skills. We'll just wipe him out super fast, basically like what you saw from me. But anyways, that's what we got. And as far as loot, we just went through a bid cycle, so this shows the first one since the history, and then once we get to 20, it'll start deleting off these things. But so I got a set tank set offhand. We have a healer in our team that got one of the healer set pieces a while ago before there was a history. A bunch of mythics, and then Winkleman's just won our RNG raffle for the DPS set offhand. So that is really cool. We're finally getting some pieces. It's interesting, though. We've seen one healer, one tank, one DPS. And the sample size, of course, is too low to really say anything. However, it's kind of leaning towards equal drop chance for each of these things, which sounds fair. However, if you look at the breakdown of the population, what percentage of players are healers or are trying to be healers? What percentage of players are tanks and trying to be tanks? You know, that's going to be an issue in the future. You know, I definitely foresee 2 or 3 months down the road, guilds that have 3 tanks, 5 tanks, whatever, their tanks might be pretty close to geared out. Their healers might be in the same situation. And then, so what do you do when you have all these players that only want DPS loot? So that's going to be a difficult road to cross. I think my suggestion would be to add a recipe for when you destroy a set piece, that it gives you a material. Now, if it gives you one material and the one material is enough to craft a set piece, then that kind of might mess up the system. But if you needed 2 of those set piece materials to craft a set item, that way you're getting a little bit of a loss, but it's still some sort of player mercy to help with bad RNG in the future. The other thing is the number of tanks in the game is increasing. I remember when I first started to play, there was like 3 to 5 tanks in the community that were active and we all knew each other. Now when I click on people, I'm doing war mode and I'm seeing, you know, more tanks there. I'm doing some PvP, some tanks are popping up. There's the leaderboard that I'll go over and show now. It's happening. There's more tanks in the game. You know, people are starting to diversify, and that's good. You do want, you don't want like 1 in 10 as far as tanks, and we've definitely been there. You want to get a little bit more variety. So take a look at the total stats of everybody. You got Naira over here. Maybe I'll do this in a separate video instead of making this one too long. But Naira doing big things. 9 Live, Gibby, Vashir, Vuk, Dano, Chinese, Sledge, Not, Deluxe. Where am I? I'm like all the way down here. So we're slipping a little bit. And yeah, I'll do a separate video talking about the leaderboard, not to make this one too long. But this is what we got. We're intentionally not upgrading stuff because first off, total stats is not the most important thing for a tank, and also, in case something drops, we want to be ready for it. Of course. So it would feel kind of silly to fully upgrade the necklace and the tank necklace drops, and then it's a waste of materials. But I want to make sure that I'm harboring enough materials to upgrade stuff as soon as I get it. By my calculations, to upgrade 6 pieces of set, I think you need 480 nuggets, and that's to completely upgrade 6 pieces of sets. If you want to do the Thunder Fury, check out the Thunder Fury video. Big stretch. Okay. All right. So I'll cut another video. We'll talk about the leaderboard and kind of jump through builds and what people are doing. That's what we'll do. As always, appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.